Thanatos, the Greek god of peaceful death, is a figure often overshadowed by more prominent underworld deities like Hades and Persephone. However, his role in Greek mythology is significant, as he represents a natural, inevitable part of life, the passing from the mortal world to the afterlife. Unlike violent or sudden death, which was associated with figures like the Keres or Ares, Thanatos symbolizes a quiet and gentle departure, making him a unique presence in the Greek pantheon. Thanatos was the son of Nyx, the primordial goddess of night, and Erebus, the personification of darkness. This lineage places him among powerful and ancient deities, including his twin brother Hypnos, the god of sleep. The connection between sleep and death was a common theme in Greek thought, often expressed through poetic metaphors. Homer, for example, refers to Thanatos and Hypnos working together, as both sleep and death were seen as inevitable forces that come to all beings. This duality between Hypnos and Thanatos highlights how death, like sleep, is part of the natural order rather than something to be feared. Unlike Hades, who rules over the dead, Thanatos is not a god of the underworld but rather a psychopomp, a guide who ensures the peaceful transition of souls. He does not judge or punish the dead, nor does he determine their fate. He simply fulfills his duty by escorting souls from the mortal world. Because of this, he was often depicted in art as a solemn, winged figure carrying an inverted torch, symbolizing the extinguishing of life. Sometimes, he is portrayed with a sword or a wreath, reinforcing the idea that death can come as both a release and an honor. Despite his peaceful nature, Thanatos is not invincible. One of the most famous myths involving him comes from the story of Sisyphus. According to legend, Sisyphus, the cunning king of Corinth, tricked Thanatos by trapping him in chains. As a result, no one on earth could die, leading to chaos. Eventually, Ares, the god of war, freed Thanatos and restored the natural order. This myth demonstrates the inescapable nature of death. No matter how much one tries to delay or evade it, Thanatos will always fulfill his role. Thanatos also appears in the myth of Alcestis, the devoted wife who volunteered to die in place of her husband, Admetus. As Thanatos arrived to claim her soul, the hero Heracles intervened, wrestling with Thanatos and forcing him to release her. This story reflects the Greek belief that even death could sometimes be overcome through strength, sacrifice, or divine intervention. Unlike many Greek gods, Thanatos did not have major temples or widespread cult worship. However, he was honored in certain funerary rites, particularly among those who sought a peaceful transition into the afterlife. The Spartans, known for their warrior culture, are said to have invoked Thanatos as a noble end for those who died bravely in battle. His presence in Greek art and literature also reinforces his role as a constant, though often silent, force in the cycle of life and death. In modern interpretations, Thanatos is often associated with the concept of death as a natural and even necessary part of existence. The psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud famously used the term Thanatos to describe the death drive, a theoretical force that compels living beings toward rest, stillness, or self-destruction. This interpretation, while not directly tied to Greek mythology, reflects the enduring power of Thanatos as a symbol of mortality. Thanatos may not be as well known as some other gods, but his role is essential. He is not a figure of malice or terror, but rather of inevitability and balance. His myth serves as a reminder that death, much like sleep, is an intrinsic part of existence, neither cruel nor kind, but simply part of the natural cycle. Whether viewed through the lens of mythology, philosophy, or psychology, Thanatos remains a powerful representation of the quiet, final passage that awaits all living things.